There's lots of twists and turns.
Destroy you by the hour. I'm the one who lose you.
You have to accept what is.
You've given me no choice!
Putain!
Et voilà, vous pouvez les applaudir, ils sont là. Je vous demande d'accueillir Robert Pattinson et Ashley Greene.
C'était comme ça, dans la salle. L'avenir, on va appeler ça.
Let them scream as long as they want to. A warm welcome here in Brussels. Thanks.
Thank you.
And not bringing the earplugs was indeed a bad idea of mine. Not bringing the earplugs here tonight. Guys, one question before we start. How's your hand? Not overstressed, no painful arms with all the autographs that you had to sign? We saw the whole thing from here inside, you know.
You watched the whole thing? Did it get boring after a while? Sorry, I didn't realize people were watching. I should have made it.
Yeah, we saw everything.
I assumed it was going to be edited afterwards.
We saw it. I think we did.
What was the strangest thing that you autographed tonight?
There was yeah, those. That was weird.
It was great. I thought that was a present. I wanted to keep
Would.
So guys, we have a lot of questions for you tonight, and the first one is, you see everybody loves you here. You are really welcome. Look at this. Robert, I think a lot of girls here are in love with you. So I want to know, how is your relation with your fans everywhere in the world?
It's different for each one.
Oh, brother.
No, they're all great, and it's so nice to come to Belgium when I've never been here before, and it's just the same amount of excitement as there was in the first one. So it's really nice to know that everyone still cares and they're all excited about the movie coming out. So yeah, I'm really happy you guys are here.
Now, Robert, Ashley.
Good job.
If you look back at the Robert and the Ashley from 5 years ago, imagine, and you look back at them now, how has your life changed over the past couple of years doing the Twilight Saga, of course? The good and the bad things.
I mean, I feel like everything has changed severely about my life. It's kind of turned upside down and inside out in a very fantastic way, because I was working at a restaurant, you know, before Twilight, and then now we're here in Belgium with thousands of amazing fans, and it's crazy, and it's been incredible, and kind of opened up a ton of doors. The only bad thing, I think, is just, you know, the paparazzi. I'm not a huge fan of.
Ashley always steals my answers whenever.
I do.
Elle vole toujours mes réponses.
I have them all written down and she takes them just before. No,
Putain, en plus il est
amazing.
trop
I wasn't doing anything really of any interest, and I really doubt there would be this amount of people screaming in a room for what I was doing 5 years ago, which was sitting and watching TV. So, yeah, right.
And when you started walking, when you started working on Twilight, have you imagined one success like this?
Oh, thanks. I love you. I don't think that any of us had any idea that it was going to turn into this phenomenon that it turned into. I think we were all just really happy to have a job, honestly, and be employed, and you know, slowly. I think at opening night of the film, whenever everyone camped out and you know, everyone went to see the movie 12 times, that's when we kind of realized that it was a much bigger deal than we originally thought.
L'année passée, elle était choquée quand elle disait
It
qu'on
feels a
faisait
little bit like a
marathon.
tennis game for you guys, probably looking from left and right and left and right. Now, a lot of questions have been sent by the fans. but we've got
trop
good news
mal
for
filmé.
a couple of fans that are sitting here in the room, because a couple of them, they have the exclusive honor of asking you guys personally a question. I think it's the time for the first person now, and it's very, very surprisingly a girl. Laura Sijs is uit Diepenbeek. If everything's okay, she must be sitting right in front to the right, and there's a girl standing next to her who's giving the microphone. Laura, het is aan jou. Stel je vraag maar.
What was your most embarrassing moment on set?
Moi, je dirais un petit mot. Salut, je suis trop fan, t'es trop
I had a
canon.
lot of embarrassing moments. God, what was the most embarrassing moment? I think. Oh, have you got one? Let me just think about it for a second.
Ah, sale, comment il refile.
Dang it, I was letting you go first on that one.
J'adore ça vraiment.
I mean, I feel like it was equally maybe embarrassing for all of us during the birthing scene, because I feel like we were all just kind of embarrassed at how intense it was. We didn't know what we were doing, and so I think we all just kind of started laughing and giggling, and I don't know, it seemed really strange.
Je trouvais pas qu'elle a un peu de Suzanne Delfino.
But
Ah, je trouvais pas qu'elle a un peu de Suzanne Delfino.
didn't you fall in the snow?
Ah, si.
God, I think just a series of embarrassments, like the whole time, almost every day. I think they just all kind of blended into one.
Non, mais il l'a fait exprès, tous ses poils. C'est pas se raser, le mec.
To the back of her head.
Well, yeah, I try to erase those from my memory. Sorry, it's a terrible answer, I'm sorry.
For the girls are gonna ask you a question tonight, but we have a lot of fans question, and one of them is, if you could choose one of the vampire superpowers, which one would you like to possess and why?
Si tu pouvais choisir un des super pouvoirs de vampire, lequel tu choisirais?
Moi, elle a dit power.
de merde.
J'ai rien compris.
Well, none of us are invisible. I mean, I guess, someone's invisible. I was like, we weren't invisible.
It's a different movie.
I feel like for a while I would want to be able to read people's mind, but then after a while I think that would become a little annoying, and I would just want them to shut up. But maybe just the superhuman strength would be kind of cool. Or I think Alice is really graceful, and I'm not that graceful in real life, so maybe that.
I'm trying to think what all the superpowers are.
I mean, I can see the future, you can read people's minds, and I guess Aro can kind of see.
Yeah, why do some people not have superpowers in Twilight? I never understood that. Like Emmett. What is Emmett?
He's extremely strong.
Well, everyone's extremely strong.
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense.
Kellen's gonna be
Il dit, ouais, le film Twilight, c'est n'importe quoi, les gars.
I don't know, there's just some, I think, well, is it the ideas that you carry over what you had in your previous life, and so if you were, like, Jasper was extremely maybe actually, yeah, hey Jasper. I think maybe his power, he can kind of change and alter people's moods. That's the one I would take.
Isn't that, what is Carlisle's one? Because it's not the same thing as Jasper. So,
No, he's diplomatic. No, but Jasper can control.
all of them. All of them.
I don't think they need us anymore. We're just going to let them chat. They'll be good. They'll be good.
Ask another question.
It's another fan-provided question, and he or she, I presume it's a she, wants to know who inspired you guys to become an actor. And second part of the question is, who was your teen crush, if you had any? Whose poster was hanging on your bedroom walls?
I went to this drama club, and there was these two people called Anne and Rusty, who they kind of like put me in plays and stuff, and it was, I would never even thought about being an actor before that, so I really kind of credit them with everything. And also my first agent,
Remember Me?
Sarah and Grace, who's here,
Tu l'as vu? Ouais, j'ai vu.
you know, they found me. I owe them a lot too. What was the second part of the question, sorry? My team crush. When I was a teenager. I can't remember my teen crush. I remember my crush when I was like 10 or 8, 9 or something.
That's the start of your teenage years.
Yeah. Do you know that show Gladiators? There's a gladiator called Jet, and I think like every single person in the country at the time had a crush on her. But she was hot.
Il est trop...
I think my first acting teacher, his name was George, and I do think that that's part of the reason that I ended up becoming an actor, because I didn't even know I wanted to be, and I ended up randomly taking this class, and he was so passionate and loved acting so much that I think part of that kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. Him and, yeah, I think again my team, because they're a huge driving force behind me, and teenage crush, Rob Pattinson. No, I don't know. I mean, I really don't remember. 14? I was going to say 12, but that's not really a teenager. I don't know, I like the Power Rangers. I like the Power Rangers. That red Power Ranger was pretty cute.
Okay, another question from a fan present here tonight, and this is Christelle de Voix de Finesse. Ah voilà, Christelle. À vous.
Avant de poser ma question, je voudrais savoir si Robert peut bien me signer une petite photo.
Photo.
Can you sign
Please.
this, Robert?
Ah putain.
C'est ma chance.
Alors là, ça va faire des jalouses, hein.
Christelle, il sait même pas comment ça s'écrit, écoute.
Il va écrire un K, avec mi Bourzin. Putain, mais elle est vieille en plus, quoi. C'est quoi ça?
Alors, Christelle, la question.
Ma question, c'est pour Rob et Ashley. Je voulais savoir en fait si en trait de caractère dans votre personnage, qui vous a vraiment marqué, et est-ce que ça va vous influencer dans votre vie future.
Un enfant.
J'ai rien compris.
Tu fais un effort, quoi. Tu sais que tu vas participer à l'événement, tu fais un effort.
Ah, c'est quoi cette...
Alors, comment traduire ça?
Ah, je sais pas le traduire.
Mais non.
Ah, vous avez la traduction. Ah bah oui, merci. Which aspect of your character in the movie was the most interesting to play?
Je suis sûre, elle a appris l'anglais hier soir.
Putain, mais c'est vraiment des questions de merde.
Mais oui, putain, je devrais poser des questions excitantes.
Mais ouais, parce que t'es toujours avec la
Mais ouais, c'est ça.
Moi, j'aurais posé ça.
C'est qui ta prochaine, mec, tu vois.
His age, I just think that it's a really boring answer, but he's like, just being 110 years old and still stuck in the body of a young person, it's, I always thought that was kind of an interesting aspect of his
Tiens, quand on va
character.
voir le film, on va être
And
excité.
it's just, it gives an edge to,
Moi, je dois y aller en plus.
just the romantic story. I always thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think one of the fun things about Alice is that she was kind of this mix between, you know, she's from the 1920s, 1930s, so she was kind of a mix of this very classic, you know, wonderful, beautiful time, but then she also had kind of a modern age about her, and being able to mix those two elements together was really fun, and I think it was a very interesting combination. That, and I mean, I don't know, she's just fun. I just got to kind of twirl around and dance around and be perky all day on set. So
Et nous, on continue de regarder.
Now guys, another fan-provided question that was sent to us. Being a vampire, you lived through a lot of decades, of course. Is there a certain period in time or an event that you would have liked to witness firsthand, in the first row, if you had the vampire ability?
Putain, les juchants pètent quand même un câble, quoi.
that's amazing.
Comment il rigole quand quoi?
So I've got all confused now.
If you had a time machine, you know,
Okay, what
which
period?
era would you like to travel to?
Probably like the beginning of time to see what happened.
That's a really good answer. I'm going to go with his answer too. So you know where we came from.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like,
Hey! Huh? I know, that's so sweet. You got me flowers.
Elle est trop chou.
Oh putain.
You can me grab them? Okay.
Regarde comment elle parle.
elle est trop belle quoi. Le gars il en peut plus quoi. Le gars il pète un câble.
Il a dit qu'il est venu avec sa meuf. Ah du coup lui il s'y met, tu vois.
Ça se voit, il va en avoir des questions en fait, donc il va signer les trucs.
We're going to continue with the questions. Robert? Okay. So, if you were not an actor, what job would you like to do?
What?
It's not my question, no?
I don't know, I'd quite like to be in politics or something like that. But
Politique, bien sûr mec.
I don't know. Lots of different things. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, something interesting.
I think I would either want to be a neurologist or a psychologist. One or the other, because I'm very interested in knowing how the mind works and why people are how they are and how the brain works.
Yeah,
So,
la classe.
Neurologie aussi.
extremely different from acting, but
Ouais, mais neurologie, ça veut dire c'est aussi.
That's tough to indulge and to think about. We give the mic to another fan right now, if everything's okay. Darlene de Haak. She's Darlene, ben je klaar om je vraag te stellen? Je mag naar voren komen. Ja. En je mag je vraag stellen.
Hi. My question is, in the movie, Jacob sort of betrays his own family, the wolf pack, and fight against them for his true love. What would you choose, family or the love of your life?
C'est bon, bien ensemble là.
We have another fan standing and waiting
ça m'exciterait.
for to call to answer the question. It's all yours. Go.
How was the last day of the Breaking Dawn shooting? Are you sad to leave the Twilight family behind?
Yeah, it was nice. It was a really long shoot, and so it was kind of a relief in some ways. But you know, we've all become really good friends and stuff. But I mean, I see everyone from the cast all the time anyway. So and we basically behave and talk exactly the same as we do in the movies in reality. I mean, we basically the same, wear the same clothes, do everything exactly the same. It's like we're living Twilight every day.
thanks.
I'm in constant pain, and I have superhuman strength.
Yes.
And Ashley is always twirling around and laughing. And talking about makeup and dresses.
That's what we do, actually. Yeah.
About Twilight, it's almost the end of the saga now, so how do you feel about that? Are you sad?
It's, I mean, we still have another year left, so I think we're kind of avoiding thinking too in depth about that, but it's a weird mixture of things because I do think that Twilight has become such a huge part of our life, and it's something that we'll love and miss. But I do think that it is kind of exciting that it is the end of Twilight, but I think it's kind of the beginning of the rest of our careers, and luckily we have this incredible fan base that hopefully will follow us throughout the rest of our career. So it's kind of it's a bittersweet thing.
Time flies when you're having fun. This means now I've got bad news. I've got good news. Robert and Ashley are here right now, but I've got bad news. They have to leave.
You peut se faire un McDo.
We have Robert and Ashley. Do you want to stay or not?
We can't leave this girl hanging here. She's like the last one. I would feel really bad about it.
One more question.
Really quick, one question.
Tomorrow is my birthday. Well, first, tomorrow is my birthday, so can I get 3 kisses?
Are you 3 years old? Are you 3 years old? Is that?
Là, je dirais son vrai âge, je dirais, bah, tu m'as donné 21 ans.
Thank you guys so much. We love you. We love you so much.
Parce qu'elle était déçue et tout.
Alors, mesdemoiselles, est-ce qu'il est aussi beau en vrai? Alors, ne bougez pas, parce que la soirée n'est pas terminée. On a encore quelques surprises pour vous ce soir.
Ja, het is geweldig goed om hier gewoon te blijven zitten, want de avond is inderdaad nog lang niet gedaan. Er zijn nog een aantal kleine verrassingen voor u. Sandrine, jij mag het als eerste vertellen.
On vous l'avait promis, on va vous proposer maintenant de découvrir en exclusivité, c'est vraiment que pour vous ce soir, les premières images du film qui sortira donc le 16 novembre prochain, le volet 4 de la saga Twilight. Et dans ce premier extrait, on va retrouver le personnage de Jacob.